Well, Coach, you kind of get the best of both worlds this weekend with last place Wayne and then Augustana right back to back. What are you kind of your expectations right now as far as the weekend goes?
Wayne State on Friday, who just got their first conference win on Saturday night. Definitely a team that's playing a lot better basketball. I think they start 3 or 4 freshmen, so pretty young. Getting better and better as the year goes along, but hopefully a team, it's a team that's a long way from home on the road, and hopefully we have a chance this weekend to have a couple teams that are coming up to our place and we're playing good basketball, and hopefully we can get 2 wins. Augustana College is one of the better teams on the conference, only 1 loss on the year, battling for the South Division lead, and play them on Saturday night. Haven't looked as much as at them yet, so still kind of trying to break them down a little bit before we start preparing very much for them.
And I thought the one thing on Saturday night against St. Cloud we talked about is the fact that every run that St. Cloud made at you guys, you answered back, and that hasn't happened all the time during the year. That's got to be nice to see as we get later in the year that you can close out some of those runs that opponents throw at you.
Yeah, I thought they made a nice run at us 2 or 3 times in the second half, and we responded with some good execution and got some really good shots on our end. And anytime you get a basket, it stops that run a little bit. So it's something that we need to keep doing, just the execution down the stretch, or really execution at any time when you need to get a great shot, getting a great shot. We did it at times on Friday night. We just didn't always convert those shots. I thought we executed well, but also played with a little bit more confidence on Saturday night. And that can be offensive execution or defensive execution. And when one team's on a run or it's late in the game, it's all about who can get the best shot. And we did that pretty well on Saturday night, I thought.
Are you stressing really good starts anymore? I mean, obviously you want to get start all the time, but you don't want to get St. Cloud. Certainly it was maybe enough cushion that even if they made some runs, you had a little bit of leeway. Is that something you kind of put in making that focal point?
No, we've just been stressing execution at whatever point in the game that is, and playing hard and playing with energy. And at some point in time, you're going to have a stretch where you make quite a few in a row, and you're going to have a stretch where you miss a few, and you just got to focus on getting the best shots you can. The easier shots, you shoot a higher percentage. And I thought getting off to a good start was a big key against St. Cloud, but it's just kind of a product of coming out and playing with energy and flying around. And Everett had a really nice start to the game for us, but I thought we defended really well, and it led to easy baskets. On the offensive end, we were able to stretch out a little bit of a lead, and they missed a few shots during that stretch that were good stretches or good shots for them, and we transitioned out of it. I'd love to get off to a great start every game, but the key, I think, is just continuing to try to get good shots for us and make their shots difficult, whatever point of the game that is.
Well, obviously against Duluth, pretty low scoring battle there, and then the next night goes into a high scoring thing. What is kind of a product though? Do you feel like better, or was it just more stuff in transition?
Yeah, some of it's a product of the style of play. Duluth really likes to have long offensive possessions, and that eats up a lot of the clock, I think, where St. Cloud likes to shoot quickly. So the other team had the ball less, so there's going to be more possessions. But some of that, too, was, I didn't feel like we were – when I saw the stat sheet after Duluth and saw that we shot 28% or whatever it was the second half, I didn't feel like we had that bad of shots. I thought there was a stretch where we had some really good opportunities that we just didn't make. And guys that usually finish those shots, whether there was inside shots or outside shots. And that's magnified a little bit when it's a little bit lower possession game, when there's 10 or 15 less possessions overall, and you miss some of those easy ones. It seems a little bit bigger, but I didn't think we played we didn't play our best offensive game, but I didn't think we were really bad offensively on Friday night. And we just didn't finish when we had opportunities, and that happens from time to time in different games. And we talked about it afterwards, and a lot of guys in the locker room felt like they had good opportunities that they didn't convert. And I thought, for the most part on Saturday night when we had those open ones, we made them. And we talk about it all the time, if you're a good shooter, keep shooting. Just keep shooting good shots.
Thomas, you struggled. I would think that you would admit you struggled on Friday night putting the ball in the hole, and then Saturday night went in for you. With the shooter's mentality you have, you just got to try to shoot yourself through those situations, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely have to. I mean, I still have to take good shots, no matter if I'm making them or missing them. No matter what, if I'm open, I'm going to shoot it because that's what I do best. And my teammates and coaches just kept telling me to keep shooting when you're open, keep shooting when you're open, and that helped me a lot too.
Everett, I know you're dealing with some injuries and stuff over the weekend. How are you feeling this week?
I'm good. Good to go. Good to go.
Had a little bit of an extra day off yesterday. We didn't do too much yesterday, so Everett and Tyler Rudolph were both banged up a little bit. But I think everybody's got, we played pretty hard both nights. Everybody's got a little bit of stuff that's bothering them one way or another. And, this time of year, especially with the guys that are playing a lot of minutes like these two are, your body's going to hurt a little bit. You just got to take care of it and enjoy those off days and get in for rehab and then get loose and play through a little bit of pain. But I think we have practice after this, and everybody will be going. Everybody will be going full speed, so be able to have a good practice today.
Obviously got your surpassed your win total in conference play from last year. Do you sense, wins aside, it seems like almost every game, with the exception of maybe the one at Moorhead, been in most everything, win or loss. Do you feel like you made a stride, from the process, of making a good stride this year from last year?
Yeah, I'll talk first and then let these guys answer, because Everett watched a lot of our games last year, and Thomas played in all of them. But it's both been exciting and frustrating, I think, because we feel like we've had some games that we didn't finish off very well, that we could have won. So that's a little bit frustrating, but it's also good to know that every time we come out there, we're going to compete and we feel like we're going to have a chance to win. And we've been playing some really good basketball, in my opinion, and we've just talked a lot that, the way that we feel about how we're playing isn't necessarily going to change because of the numbers on the scoreboard at the end of the game. Obviously, there's a winner and loser. Obviously, we want to win every time, but we're trying to focus on getting better as a team and having fun playing, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. But I have no doubt that we're a lot better basketball team than we were a year ago at this time, and I have no doubt that in a month from now we'll be even better than we are right now. But these guys can talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, Thomas, your thoughts on that, because you played that. Everett's got a different perspective because he kind of just watched. But do you feel the same way kind of as Coach Murken does about where you're at now compared to where you were a year ago at this time?
Yeah, definitely. I think our team is a lot closer, plays together a lot better than we did last year. At times last year we tried to do stuff individually. It was for a good purpose, but we tried to do it individually. But this year we still play as a team. When we need bucket or a stop, we play more as a team. And that's the main reason I think we're a lot better this year.
And Everett, you look at it as a different perspective just watching games last year. But with your basketball knowledge and being around the game, you're a lot better than even you were at the start of the year.
Yeah, I just feel like just from watching the games last year, they didn't come together as well as we do this year. We're just basically a big family, and we all get along, and we all want to win. And when we don't win, we're mad, but we stay together and we find a way to try to win every game. And that's just something you got to do. You just got to know your role and just come in and just do what you got to do to help your team win.
Basically, you come down to you win as a team, you lose as a team.
Exactly.
For any of you guys, where does kind of that type of culture derive from as far as kind of turning a page as far as that goes?
I think we've got guys that, as Everett just said, we have a bunch of players that are really hungry to win. I think our biggest fault is probably being upset with ourselves because we feel like we let each other down when guys don't play well on our team, and if that's your biggest fault, then you've got a chance to win, I think. And there's not much selfishness within our locker room at all. I think it's just a product of these guys of spending a lot of time off the court, doing a lot of different activities together, but also just being a group that, has some guys that really just want to do whatever it takes to win. And I know they can talk a little bit more about that as well, but it's a group that fits well together. I think their personalities and their skills, talents complement each other really well, and that gives us a chance to be a good team. You have any thoughts on that, TK?
I agree with what your coach just said. At the same time, I think it also comes out with the people who've been in the program for a longer period of time, showing the newer guys this is how we do stuff, this is how it's done, and just showing them what has to be done to build a good program.
And that's not just on the court, that's off the court as
Yes,
well,
it's
right,
on
Thomas?
and off the court, yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that a few times with some of you. It's nice to have people that know what to expect from practice or from off the court or on a daily basis, and it doesn't always have to come from a coach. There's guys in our program that have been through different experiences, ups and downs, and they can talk to the younger guys and help them through that process. I think when those young guys have a frustrating day, they can talk to the older guys that have been through that and seen the other side of it as well. And then you mix in that we've got some of the new guys that we added are hardworking young men anyway, and then they see some of our returners in the gym all the time and working out extra, so it's easy for them to follow along and just kind of continue to build that culture of what's expected on a day-to-day basis, and to expect to win and to expect to work hard and to expect to enjoy being around each other. That's been getting better and better, and Thomas is because he's been here for 3 years, and Everett, as soon as he came up to campus, he really jumped on board with that, and is one of our hardest workers as well, and one of those guys that just loves playing basketball and competing and being around his teammates. So both these two have had a huge impact on that for us.